Well, guys, it's time. Time for D&D. If you guys don't know who I am, your faithful DM of the evening, my name is Edward Flabberjackson, full-time caster here on Twitch TV, and tonight we're letting the dice roll. I'm gonna go around the table and talk to everybody and ask them what's about them. So, Murder Clock, what's about you?
I do some games and some stuffs and some streamings and stuffs. That's what I do.
Oh, yeah.
People know me for the hat.
Oh, they know you for the hat. They know me for the beard. What about you, Mr. Morphos?
I'm a streaming thing guy. You can find me at murderclock.party, actually.
I don't believe that. But if you want to find Morphos, you can here on Twitch. I guess if that's all the introduction you want is to give it to Murder Clock, we'll move right on over to the Bearded Wonder.
I'm serious. You can actually find me at murderclock.party.
What about you, my man, Resorty?
Yes, hello. Resorty here, twitch.tv/Resorty, variety caster, playing a lot of Witcher 3 recently. Here tonight we play a bard named Peter, and I'm looking forward to singing, gotta say.
And what about you, the lovely lady Lola Klutz?
I'm Lola. I stream here with Ed. I'm sick.
Delicious.
Yay.
Tell us more.
You don't want that much detail.
No, I don't. Yeah, really quick, I'd like to do a quick talking about the things that have happened in the past. The whole story arc so far is that you guys begun your level 1 characters and explored the world, discovered a place of fire, and someone who betrayed you. This person betrayed you and forced you to go to the capital. Now that you're in the capital, you guys are experiencing a whole lot of fun stuff. You experience that the entire capital is plagued with this awful plague, which we discovered was a drug. The cure for the plague was actually causing the plague, and nobody could understand that. I guess they just didn't quite get addiction. So after dealing with all of that, the actual government has contracted you to literally chase down the guy that you were looking for in the first place. The guy who stole, who never paid you for your job, who never did all the things that he said he was going to do. The government's paying you to go do that. So we're going to go on into the swamps now, as we do believe that the gentleman in question is somewhere in the swamps, hopefully in the capital, Scrimshaw. Although there's a few problems, this land has been cursed by druids long ago due to the way that the inhabitants were behaving at the time. It's since been a place full of monsters, badness, and oopiness. Who knows what's in here? Most people that live around this place don't go too far into the swamp. So, that being said, you guys are going right into the heart of the swamp, depends on where you go really, to hopefully find the capital, wherein we believe this guy to be. Why are we here? Because somewhere in this capital is a collection of magical devices, items, all sorts of things that are all out there somewhere in this capital, and we're hoping that this guy has a goal to get one of those items. So he's somewhere in this swamp too, looking for the same place you guys are looking for. Hopefully you'll meet up, or maybe you guys don't hope that at all. Maybe you just want to find a whole bunch of money, a brand new way to make cheese. Perhaps you're just looking to get closer to your god, or simply find your sandal. Who knows? Do you guys have anything else to add to that? No? Any hopes for the events upcoming?
I mean, I think at the end of last time we found out there were large scorpion monsters, some sort of
crabs,
arthropods. It's crabs, right? So we're gonna be fighting some crabs. I want to see how that goes. It's probably the largest monster we've fought to date.
Could be.
Cargill been fighting crabs for 15 years.
Well, those are the smallest crabs, I think.
Yeah, you sure? You look?
I'd rather not. Thank you, though, for that image. So, anyway, without further ado, we should begin the situation. Now, you guys last left off right here on the map. I can show it right here for you guys. Last over here in this little spot, boink, right over there, where you guys just got here. Ganglesplet came up, one of the NPCs that you guys have come across, and was very cross with you for whatever reason, and walked away and told you he couldn't help you. The inhabitants of this little swamp place are keeping themselves and aren't telling you anything that you might want to know, and so they're just sort of leaving you to your own devices. You didn't even have a place to sleep. You actually had to camp outside, and I think that's where we left you last time.
So one other question about last time. I think that I did some knowledge checkery and wandered around town asking about how we could deal with the crabs. What was the response we got? Do you remember?
Yeah, the response was there was a lot of blunt weapons. You had to bash into the crabs, or they used spears and poked into the sort of weaker sections in between the armor, like where the eyes come out of and in between the harder parts of the shell. They also used traps, wherein the crab would trigger the trap and a bunch of rocks would fall down upon the crab, cracking him open. Those were the methods that they did talk about. Yeah, is there a place that you guys are hoping to end up or go anywhere at all?
Well, we were supposed to find, well, A, the magic mushrooms, right? And B, Eisenwolf?
Yes, you're looking for Eisenwolf, the man in question that we were talking about earlier, a sort of individual who's somewhere out there against you in some fashion. Yes. So,
Have we asked in town yet? I don't remember if anybody has seen him.
I think we did.
yeah,
but I don't remember what
that was one of the first things you asked, and they said they saw a gentleman here like a day before or a day or two before, and he left without telling anyone where he went in the middle of the night.
We should find some health potions for sure. Definitely.
All the health potions.
Yeah, we're gonna need some.
You might want them. It's true. It's true. It could be a thing that's important. So,
Let's find a shop.
yeah, find a shop. There is a small shop, sort of a general shop, having generally stuff.
That's good. Let's go there first. I'm gonna go there.
All right, you go there. They have quite a little quaint shop. There's just sort of like shelves everywhere, and you're just supposed to just sort of amble about and find what you're looking for.
All right. Is there anybody attending the counter? Can I see anybody there?
Yeah, you walk in and there's a gentleman who's just staring you down at the counter. And after a few moments of you being in there, he actually gets up and walks to about maybe 10 feet away and continues to watch you.
I sit there for an awkward silence for a while.
Right. He lets you do that.
And then I ask him, so potions?
He looks at you and his eyes narrow and he goes, he nods his head to the back of the store.
All right, I go to the back of the store.
Right. He follows you, staying about 10 feet away.
Okay. All right. What can I see any potions on the shelf?
Yeah, there's an assortment of potions of all various colors and sizes. The bottles are all sort of random. There seems to be potions of the same kind, but all the bottles seem to be one's a jar, one's clay, one's none of the bottles are all really the same. They're all sort of recycled from other things. And you see something that kind of looks the same color maybe as a health potion you've had, but they're not labeled. There's nothing labeled back there.
No labeled. All right. I'm looking for some health potions, sir.
He nods his head at the wall.
What is that? What's a nod do? Can you be more specific?
He shakes his head, and then opens his mouth at you. He just does that. You are now witnessing that this man has no tongue.
Ah, I see.
And he sort of walks up to the wall and like grabs a bottle off of the thing, which is actually nowhere near where you were looking, and it's sort of like greenish liquid, and he just sort of like picks it up and hands it to you.
I have paper and pen on me. Like I motioned it to him and he's like, "Can you write down what this is?" Like a label?
He just shakes his head and just like tries to offer it to you, like. And then he holds up his hand and he goes like this.
5-finger discount.
Yeah, like five gold.
No, he shakes his head. No.
All right. 50 gold. It's reverse on my screen.
Well, there you go.
05 was kind of accurate actually. So, 50 gold. I'm not paying 50 gold for something I have no idea what it does.
He points to the door.
All right, I'm pretty good with leaving. I'm not giving this guy any money.
Okay.
Good luck with that. And I take off. I'm not. As isn't happening. Is there any other shops in the area that are like magically inclined?
I think you guys did find a sort of
The
That's
witch
right.
doctor.
the witch doctor.
Let's go see the witch doctor.
Miani probably could have done more in there, but she was a little freaked out.
Who's freaked out?
Miani, the
Why?
witch doctor.
Oh, yeah.
They're weird.
Why?
Yeah.
They're not that weird, are they?
She's not used to him.
All right, so to the witch doctor we go.
It's just me.
I mean,
Am the
is
only
anyone
one?
else following? Anyone else want to do anything?
I'll go with.
I'm relatively sure I provisioned at the end of last session, bought food, bought bolts. I'm Gucci, thanks.
Ah, you are. Are you perhaps a soup maker?
My name is Reginald the Soup Maker. It's on my off time sometimes.
Wonderful.
Great.
I wonder if that'll work on the crabs. So Cargill and Locke sort of hold hands and skip down the road towards towards the witch doctor. You don't have to do that.
Did we roll for that?
If you
We roll
really
for a critical skipping.
feel the need to roll, I'm gonna go right back over here to the RPG because I really love this screen. I don't think it gets enough time on
Failed
the
at skipping.
vid.
You did
So-
it twice. To me, I see it as more a performance. So
Performance. All right. Well, as long as you don't roll a 1, you manage to skip together down the.
Oh, look at that!
Ooh.
I am pro
19.
skipping.
There you go. So you find a way off the beaten path a little bit towards the witch doctor, and the witch doctor is there doing all sorts of things.
Okay. All right, I gotta go up to this witch doctor and say, "Looking for some potions. Can you help me out?"
The witch doctor seems to be hovering around some sort of large vat over a fire, a cauldron, one might say. And there seems to be potent smelling smoke rising from the thing, and there's a lot of mixing and throwing in things and ripping off pieces of plants and chucking them in. And the witch doctor says, "It's by the door. Leave the money."
Okay, I gotta go look at these potions.
It just seems to be just like what you would assume a health potion is.
Are they like labels? Can I see?
There's no labels, but there's like 4 of them by the door.
Do I know that these are health potions?
They look like health potions. As far as you can tell, they're health potions.
Okay. All right, I would have picked one up and say, "How much for these?"
Says 10 each.
Okay, what is it?
That's a potion. And
What does it do?
okay, well, what happens is the witch doctor stops what he's doing, is quite irate, turns to you and looks you dead in the eyes and says, "It re-knits the fabric of life so that you don't die."
I like it. I'll take them.
Maybe.
I like those odds. I'll take them.
All right. So you drop down 40.
Yeah, I'll drop that for you.
You don't choose to pay under or over.
No, I'm good. I just give him 40. I don't care. I'm
Okay.
good.
Cool. Wonderful.
If it was more expensive, we'd be having a different conversation.
Awesome. So you go ahead and grab your 4 health potions. You guys already have a few, if I'm not mistaken. Hopefully you guys don't die. So, so do you guys meet up back with the rest of you, the group?
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call these maybe health potions.
Okay. Go ahead and put that right in your, right in your.
I got these maybe health potions.
They're maybe health potions.
They're health potions.
Yeah, he didn't make too much of a stink about it because he knows he's not the one that's gonna have to drink them.
Yeah. I mean, he just doesn't call them health potions. I mean, who does that really?
Whatever. I do.
You do.
Because I'm simple.
Everybody.
I know they're potions of well-being.
I mean, if Cargill has to drink one, I'm sure he can handle whatever it's gonna throw at him.
I'm pretty sure Cargill
Cargill
could
can
drink
anything, really.
swamp water if he really wants to. In fact, hey, there's going to be a whole swamp full of swamp water anytime you want to try that out.
Oh, we're getting crunk on swamp water, people.
Oh, jeez.
What would it take to make a distillery?
What would it take to make a distillery? You got to visit a gnome, yo.
Okay, all right. Keep an eye out for gnomes, guys.
Yeah, gnomes.
That's all.
Gnomes are the master distillers of the land. Although they're not very common, but they're around. They're around. So yeah.
As my fellows come back, I say, well, I think it's time for us to head into the swamp. Is everybody ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Um,
I feel mocked, and my friendship with Locke has weakened once more.
Once more.
awesome. So you guys want to set off. Now you're going to set off into the swamp. Now you guys went all the way down here on the map here. We'll switch back over to the map. Doink. Right on over here. You guys are over here. Now, I don't know which way you guys want to go. What is the plan here? You guys want to just like head in, shwink, like that?
We don't necessarily know where in the swamp we need to go, right?
No. Nobody was able to tell you where this place is because nobody goes into the swamp. They only go to the outskirts and kill the crabs and harvest what they can out of the outskirts of the swamp.
Is there a path heading in?
There's like a small path, a hunting path.
I think that's probably the way we should go then.
So as a bard, a knower of things, a doer of deeds, and so on, I assume I would know the rough lay of the land in terms of like general geography and historical major cities. So may I please run a knowledge check on geography to see if I can tell like roughly which way we should go?
Okay, sure, absolutely.
Cool. All right, here comes some knowledge geography.
Knowledge geography 18. Yeah, it's not very hard for you to remember some of the history lessons and some of the books that you read, and maybe even some of the lines you read while you were in Barnaby Withers' historian's shack. So you go ahead and remember a few things. You remember that Scrimshaw used to be the great capital of the land, and the capitals are usually amidst the rivers. Or even on the coastlines. You remember the Great Scrimshaw was in the middle of the land, and it rained all around the place. So you can remember vaguely that it was amongst an intersection of rivers. So it could be here, or here, or here.
So I was the worst student ever.
Well, this is a place that that history is sort of left behind, and nobody's traveled here in like a really long time. We're talking like a couple hundred years. So the need to care about how to get there and where it's located in the lands is very minimal. So that's what you learned about the place. That it's gone horribly. But all you know is. You're heading west is the way to go.
All right, fellows. The point we're looking for is to the west.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, well, yeah.
At least it's not northwest or southwest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, directly west is really essentially. I mean, if you know exactly where you are, assuming that you probably do. Being a
At the
I follow Riz our nip here.
Yep.
I'm with you.
All right, so feigning a bit more confidence than I actually have my knowledge of geography and the locale of Scrimshaw, I head off to the west.
I'll
Right.
follow.
Hands on the
Following
hips.
obvious paths.
He marches off west, so you guys go ahead and follow, finding maybe perhaps one of the only paths directly into the swamp. That path is very windy, small. It seems that only a couple of people would walk this path, and they'd usually walk behind each other, one in front, one behind. So it's a very small path, just a bit of mud, but slowly that path turns into just mud everywhere. The path gets lost amongst the sort of wet bog that sort of starts cropping up as you start walking in. You can see, as you guys are walking in and your feet are sinking into the ground and the floor is spongy, you can sort of hear chittering throughout the swamp everywhere, and bug sounds. There's definitely hordes of bugs nipping at your available skin surfaces.
So, as it gets muddier and muddier, I call out to Cargill and say, Big man, I've been reading recently about the importance of developing one's lower body, carrying additional weight to lift more powerfully, to make you a strong man. Have you been interested in carrying me upon your shoulders?
Wow. We have two ways to handle this. And it's really, I suppose it's Morphos' choice. You may either answer whatever you want, or we can have Riz roll to see how well that crap was received by you.
I like the rolling idea.
All right, why don't you roll a bluff there and see how well that happens? That's a natural one. It sounds... He's basically like, dude, carry me, brah. It's gonna be good. You may do that with what you will.
Cargill just looks at Peter, turns around and keeps walking.
That's a no. Sorry.
Miani, I hear that paladins also, and I trail off.
No.
Oh dear. Okay.
Oh man.
So yeah, that's a nat 1. But you know what? That's a nat 1. You've got +6 to your bluff.
Right?
So that's not bad.
And you got that nat one out of the way.
Right?
It's out of the way. Hopefully they don't show up anymore at all for the rest of the game.
Except for you, Ed.
What? No, I'm not rolling that one, because even if I do, I can say I'd never do that. Actually, I always keep what the dice is. I think it's really cool when that ones happen. So anyway, so you guys sort of commence on, and it gets to the point where you have no idea where the trail goes. There's just mud everywhere. There's divots throughout the land. It's quite muddy. There's a bit of a lake that you're sort of getting towards to the left of you, and it'll be this bit here. It's quite wet over there. Yeah. Any plans?
We should go swimming.
Yes. You should.
After seeing that face and your response, I changed my mind.
I'm not really the swimming type.
I am covered in metal? No.
Well, you can take it off.
I
maybe.
guess so.
I assume the crabs would swim, would spend their time submerged in the water. Perhaps we should follow along the edge of the lake while in view of it, but not too deep inside of it. Use it to orient ourselves, but not to draw foes.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
I ain't fighting a crab.
Cargill can't draw anyway.
I can just imagine Cargill, like, in the middle of a fight, like, Bugbear runs up and he begins hammering him, and, like, Cargill's just like, hold on! Hold, stop!
Wait, I must paint you.
And then he just ends up beating the dude to death with the drawing. Fixed it. It's got a face imprint now. But anyway, I digress. So you guys sort of want to follow along the contour here of the lake and just kind of follow along like that.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, cool. In that case, my friends, we can do that. So as you guys get a little bit closer to the water, does anyone want to do a spot check? A check of spots.
Yeah. Why not?
So much better. That's that spot check than that bluff check. All right. Yeah, I think that Peter the Knave, Locke, you're able to see one of these fabled crabs. They're huge. They're huge. And as you guys are sort of walking nearer to the water, it just sort of notices you and scuttles into the water. And submerges itself into the water, just off the shore. You're about a good 50 feet away, but they're huge. They're like, we're talking like very large dog height.
I want to get its friends.
Yeah, sure, very large dog. Give me a large dog. That
Like
it
a
could
mastiff?
Well,
Chihuahua? Is that large?
I mean, you can go with the Newfie,
Okay, a Newfie. How big's a Newfie?
roughly about
200
Roughly?
pounds. Roughly about 200 pounds worth of crab. Scuttles
Sounds like a
off into the
small
water.
horse.
Small horse, yeah. So a small pony.
Oh wow. I have no interest in fighting this crab, so I let the other people know. Crap over there.
Awesome.
Stay away.
Did we ever find out, like,
Lola?
do they leave us oh. Did we ever find out, like, do they leave us alone if we just leave them alone?
You kind of you heard that they were acting up, but nobody really wanted to know what that meant, I don't think. I mean, they're crabs. They still kind of behave very much like crabs. If you were to make camp right here, you would probably be bothered by crabs. If you want to make trouble with the crabs, they'll more than happy make trouble with you.
Okay.
That's not to say that one won't find its way to attacking you.
And then we get free dinner.
Yeah.
Much as I would enjoy a nice bisque, let's continue moving on and hope that we avoid the risk.
Well done.
Sounds
Smooth.
good.
Smooth like bisque.
Like a bisque. Yeah.
So yeah, you guys keep on moving on. It's actually rough on you guys. You're not practiced at walking in mud and swamp. The heavier of you guys, especially Locke, is sort of like getting marred down by the mud. You might think Locke is just a sorcerer. He's wearing robes. He's not like a very large person, but Locke and Cargol, I think, are about equal in weight. Because Locke is so much gold. He's
50
holding
pounds of gold.
so much gold. And gold is heavy. It's one of the heavier metals. So he's sort of weighed down, being so every step is sort of like a back out of the mud.
That robe is just awful too. I'm telling you.
The robe is
Get heavier picking up mud.
Oh yeah, it's getting heavier and heavier. And so you guys are having your slow times walking in this swamp. It's been a couple of hours, and you've only made it right about, where's my little drawing tool? I want a different color than freaking bright green. We're gonna go with red. You guys are right about here. It's been like 3-4 hours, and you've made it about there, through all of this,
Can we
noise.
all take turns riding Miani's magical horse?
You can certainly try. She didn't make it happen.
Oh, so she doesn't care about us. Okay.
Well, she's not riding it either.
I don't think it'd be the best to have the horse here sloshing around in the mud, right?
Well, I mean, I'm not for the purpose of like speed, but just so like we can all each take like a little bit of a break from slogging through the mud.
You might get her divine